What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a high fade on my guys, so stay tuned. We're starting off with our guard FX, and we're gonna make our guideline as high as possible above the temple area without going too high. You want as much room as possible to blend, but you don't want to keep it too low where the fade doesn't look fresh enough. Don't be afraid to stretch the skin with your opposite hand to give you more space to bald out. As you guys can see, he does have salt and pepper textured hair, so we are going to make sure we detail as much as possible and we don't miss any dark spots. Now that we're done balding him out, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You want to make this guideline around 1 inch thick so you can spread the blend. Once you're done setting in that guideline, we're going to then attack that bottom line and slightly close the lever all the way closed and then midway as soon as we go up. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We're then going to use this same guard and its lever to soften up this line and get ready for a half guard. Now that we're done using our lever and that the line is soft enough, we can move on to our half guard and erase the line completely. My half guard and my 1.5 guard are the only guards that are gray. The rest of them are black. Right above the 1 guard all the way open, there are 2 light spots, so we're going to make sure we match the dark spots to that light spot as much as possible. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, go ahead and leave a super thanks down below, or go ahead and follow the Instagram. Now that we're done with our lower guards, we can move on to our 1.5 guard and we can use it to debulk the ridge as much as possible. You want to make sure you make everything as even as possible, and since he has salt and pepper hair, we're going to attack the dark spots with our lower guards. Don't be afraid to stretch the skin with your opposite hand or move the ear out of your way. Moving on to the back, we're starting off with our no guard all the way open and we're creating our second guideline. We're then going to slightly close the lever midway and all the way close and attack that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We're then going to slightly close the lever midway and all the way close and attack that initial guideline. Now that we're done softening up the line with the one guard and using our lever, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. As you can see, I'm matching the dark spots to the lighter spots with our corners and our lever. Now we're moving on to our clipper over comb method, and we're going to cut the calic down as much as possible and make it into the fade. This is going to help us smoothen up the ridge and blend in the bulk. Using our tool guard all the way open, we're going to go ahead and create our fourth guideline, and this is going to help us blend into the ridge and also the hair on top. Now we're using our clipper over comb method to remove the bulk and make it as smooth as possible. Keep in mind that we're picking up the hair with the comb and then cutting it with our cutting blade, either at horizontally, which is to remove bulk, or vertically, which is to blend. Moving on to his hairline, we're going to use our gold effects to make him as crispy as possible. And we're also going to start off at the middle and work our way to the sides, and we're going to keep the corners as natural as possible. Make sure to go slow enough that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer, because if not, then you won't line them up properly and then the hair is going to shift. The blend is starting to come together. We're going to add some extra detail near some dark areas with the one guard all the way open and our 1.5 guard. Now that we're done detailing the sides, we can move on to our shear work and create our first guideline through the top. We're then going to match this same guideline throughout the whole top of the capitus. When you're using your shear work, you want to stay as consistent as possible and keep your guidelines as straight as possible. Make sure not to pass your second knuckle with the cutting blade because you will cut yourself. It happened to me multiple times. Now we're going back to our clipper of a comb and we're going to make sure the fade is as smooth as possible, especially near the ridge area. Moving on to our Turkish razor and Durber premium blades, we're going to make them as crispy as possible. But before we do that, we're going to apply some shave gel so that the razor can glide better. Using the razor, you want to make sure you stretch the skin as much as possible with your opposite hand and also keep the razor at a 45-degree angle. This lowers the likelihood of you cutting someone. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support and help the channel out, go ahead and leave a super thanks down below or follow my Instagram. What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a mid-fade comb over on my boys, so stay tuned. We're starting off by creating our first guideline, contouring to his head shape with our Goat FX. Don't be afraid to stretch the skin with your opposite hand to give you more space to either bald out or blend. Now that we're done balding him out, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You want to make this guideline around 1 inch thick so you can spread the blend. We're then going to slightly close the lever midway and all the way close and attack that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We're then going to use this same guard and its lever to soften up this line and get ready for the half guard. Now that the line is soft enough, we can move on to our half guard and erase the line completely. Don't forget to use your lever and your corners. Again, don't be afraid to move their ear out of the way to give you more space. Now we're moving on to our 3 guard all the way open and we're going to debulk the sides. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, go ahead and follow the Instagram down below, or you could go ahead and leave a super thanks. Now that everything's nice and even to a 3 guard all the way open, we can move on to our 2 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We're then going to use this same guard to soften up the line and get ready for the 1.5 guard. Now that the line is soft enough, I'm moving on to my 1.5 guard and I'm going to erase the line completely using its corners and its lever. Now that we're done with our guard work, we can move on to our clipper over comb and we're going to go ahead and debulk and make the fade as smooth as possible. When using your clipper over comb, you want to remember that your vertical cuts are to blend and your horizontal cuts are to debulk. Going back to my 1 guard all the way open, I'm going to go ahead and use my corners and detail a little bit. Now that we're done with the sides, we can move on to the back and we're going to start off with our no guard all the way open and then slightly close the lever, attacking that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we could go ahead and move on to our one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We are right on top of the occipital bone, so you want to make sure you spend more time here and detail as much as possible. Now that the line is soft enough, I'm moving on to my half guard and I'm using its lever to erase the line completely. Now that I'm done with our lower guards, I'm going to move on to my two guard all the way open and create our fourth guideline. We're then going to use the lever to soften up this line and get ready for the 1.5 guard. We are right on top of the occipital bone, so you want to make sure you're careful here. Now that the line is soft enough with our 2 guard, we're moving on to our 1.5 guard and we're going to use its lever and its corners to erase the line completely. Sometimes after using your 1.5 guard, there's still a faint line, so switching over to your 1 guard all the way open and using its corners would definitely help. Moving on to our clipper over comb, we're going to make sure we use our horizontal cuts to debulk and our vertical cuts to blend. It's also good to make sure that the hair is a little bit damp because it's easier to grab with the comb. It gives the hair a little bit of more weight. Now that we're done using our clipper over comb, we could go ahead and debulk his hairline with the 1 guard all the way open, and then go ahead and use our gold effects to start off in the middle, working our way to the sides, keeping the corners as natural as possible. Moving on to our C cup, we're going to start off at the bottom and work our way to the top arch, keeping it as natural as possible and also using the corners of the blade. Here I'm adding some finishing touches and making sure I detail as much as possible. As you can see, now that we're done debulking the hairline, we can go ahead and move on to our gold effects and make them as crispy as possible. Don't forget not to press too hard with your trimmers because you could bite them with the teeth of the trimmer. Now that we're done lining them up, we're going to move on to the top and make sure that the hair is nice and saturated, and then we're going to start off by making our guideline through the middle and working our way to the sides. The reason why you might not make sure the hair is nice and saturated is so that you can get the true length of the hair follicle, because if the hair is nice and dry, then it's going to curl and be wavy, and then you won't get the true length of the hair. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please give a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, go ahead and drop a follow on my Instagram down below, or go ahead and leave a super thanks. Thank you. Now that we're done with our shear work, we can move on to our Turkish razor and Durable Premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. But before we do that, we're going to apply some shave gel so that the razor could glide better. When you're using a razor, you want to make sure the screen is stretched out as much as possible with your opposite hand, and also that you're keeping the blade at a 45-degree angle. This lowers the likelihood of you cutting someone.